everyone. Welcome to our channel, to our life, our world, Just and Tony's fam. This is my little baby Easy.
Who's assisting us today.
Right. And today we're going to be talking a little bit of some experience that happened with a family member. At least this is my first experience, firsthand. I had never experienced anything like that. So, have you experienced anything in the past?
Yes, actually, a week ago tomorrow, a close relative of mine suffered a few mild strokes at her residence as well as the hospital. Let me kind of describe the event. A week ago today at night, we were at her residence planning for our oldest graduation party, which was going to be that Saturday of the week. We were having fun, talking, enjoying the time, having around them. Of course, we had our family. That night, she was basically kind of feeling a little tingly feeling on her fingertips.
Our right side, like her right side was completely numb. Her hand, her leg. She didn't have no feeling.
Actually, she basically just noticed her fingertips was numb, and after she was relaxing, she proceeded to place her fingertips on her lips, and all of a sudden that started to become numb. So she kind of figured at first that whatever was on her fingertips, while she was helping us outside, might have basically kind of, I hate to say it, but she kind of thought that was paralyzing her on one side, which is her right side.
Oh, that's right, because she was helping outside, and she actually was picking up some branches with like her bare hands.
Yes.
And she had no gloves on, so we thought that she was allergic to that or something. Because we were mostly almost all the adults were like helping and stuff. And we didn't have we had gloves, but I did offer gloves to her.
Well,
she's like, no,
a few
I'm good.
A few of us wore gloves.
Right.
The other few did. But later that night, she, put it in the back of her head. She, fell asleep, tried to get a comfortable night's sleep. The next morning, she noticed that all of her right side was completely paralyzed. She wasn't able to move, function, nothing. So when we arrived there the next day, which was Thursday in the afternoon, she proceeded to tell us what she was feeling.
Right.
So she kind of took all this information in. My wife Jessica, who is not how do you say, in the field of nursing, but right now. But in due time, she is thinking about going back to that career. But previously, before I met her, she was working in a facility that takes care of elderly individuals and stuff like that. So she kind of knows what to look for, more or less. And so as she was describing to her what she was feeling, the events that happened, more or less, she kind of got a gist of, okay, maybe she's suffering from a stroke.
Correct. So as I started asking her all kinds of questions, and everything was pointing to a stroke. However, she does have other health issues as well. So I kind of thought that maybe some of those health issues was kind of triggering to what was happening to her at the moment. But a lot of the signs, a lot of the things that she was just describing kind of pointed to a stroke. But I'm not a doctor. As he mentioned, I am in the field of nursing. But at the moment, I don't practice the nursing. It's been just a minute, but I will get back to it. But anyways, going back to her.
But the events that happened previously, before she went to proceed to go to the hospital, I was outside with my children playing around and stuff like that. My son and my daughter happened to run inside their house. They have those magnetic screens where you go outside, and when you go through the door, it kind of closes up due to the fact the magnets come together. Well, that particular day, the door never actually closed on its own. So what had happened was bird.
A wild bird actually entered the home. We didn't know what was going on, but my daughter came out screaming, "Mom, mom, mom, dad, dad, dad! A bird came in! A bird came in!" And so from that point,
We all kind of gathered around, looked at each other, and said, "You know what? We're gonna go on our phones, Google this information. What
that's funny. She decided to Google that. I had no idea because I don't believe in a lot of things. But she's like, that means something. That means something. So she picked up her phone and she started Googling it. And I went, oh, what?
Well,
this is what it means?
actually, no. She was kind of shocked at the time when what she read.
Yeah,
she
but I
dropped
was
the
in
phone.
shock. I was in shock. Like, it literally, I was like, oh, this is what it means. And you know, I just saw the word death on it. So I'm like, she's got to go in.
Well, what she had read, it stated that if a wild bird happens to fly inside your house or residence, wherever we're at, apparently there is going to be a death, either someone close to you or someone that you know that's part of the family.
Yeah, but it also said that if you were going to be like someone in the home was going to be sick or death. That's what the message was saying. So that's why I got scared and I panicked and I said, whoa, like she has to go in. She has to go in. Because at the beginning, we not mentioned she kind of refused to go in. She's like me. She doesn't like hospitals. She doesn't, when it comes to treatment to ourselves, we kind of just don't like it, but we could treat other people. That's just crazy, I guess. I don't know if anyone else feel the same way as us, but I guess that's just typically some women, not all of them.
Well, especially too that this pandemic that's going on right now, the COVID-19. You know, individuals say you're more likely to get it inside, a hospital facility, or any public place that basically more individuals are housed.
Mm-hmm.
You're easily or more likely to get it.
Right. So anyway, so going back to the story, so we went. Actually, when she actually got up and went inside to kind of prep herself to go to the hospital,
her right side was noticeably paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
She was dragging her right foot,
correct,
while walking towards inside of her residence. She wasn't able to balance herself properly.
Mm-hmm.
More than that, she was actually in a panic mode because she's never dealt with this feeling before.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, while she was outside, like I said, she was getting ready to go to the hospital. My husband and I and another friend and my kids stayed outside while she get ready and stuff. And we were just kind of chilling, kicking back, just chilling in the backyard. And all of a sudden, we got this weird smell. So I was like, I was putting my
well, she had her arm on my shoulder.
On his shoulder, and I was about to tell him, "Hey, someone is barbecuing or something."
It smells. And she was proceeding to say someone's barbecuing. It kind of smells good. And as soon as I, realized when she was saying that, quote,
it happened that he actually looked straight ahead to the fire because a napkin caught on fire, which we can't explain it how that happened. I have no idea, but right after that bird went inside, like maybe a couple minutes after, that napkin in the table caught on fire.
So,
it was trippy, it was scary. I didn't know what to think. I was just all paranoid, I guess. I don't know, but it was just crazy. It was the craziest thing ever. So
while in the process of, while in the process, this is my aunt we're talking about. While in the process, while all this was going on, she came out to the backyard. Excuse me.
And so she was, anyways. I think he went way ahead of the story.
No.
She went to the doctor.
No.
We're confusing our stories
you're,
here.
You're confusing the story.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
Oh my
well,
God.
she was in the process of proceeding to go to the hospital, she happened to come outside and tell us, but well, all the individuals that were out in her backyard, like, well, I'm not going to the hospital. No, there's no way. She's like, well, at the end, we convinced her, and she goes, well, if I'm going to the hospital, I gotta shave my legs.
Oh, that was the funniest moment.
Yeah.
Even though that she was going through this scary moment, she still wanted to shave her legs.
She wanted to make herself presentable to
Yes.
the individuals that basically going to attend to her. And so at the time, we were.
Wait, a big tip. She's very glamorous. She's a glamorous person. She loves glam. She loves makeup, and she likes to look presentable all the time. So at that moment when she thought about her legs, I mean, if you have an emergency, if we're pregnant,
That'd
right?
be like the.
That's like the
that's
last
going through
thing I think to me. I remember when I was giving birth, I didn't even think about my glam. I didn't think about nothing. I'm not even shaving. But this individual, she was thinking of shaving and looking presentable to go to the doctors. And it was just like, I don't know. I mean, I think she was just in a state of shock where she was just like, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. So then she actually shaved her legs. I don't know if she wasn't thinking, and I'm sorry, you guys, I'm a little nervous, but anyways.
It's okay. I mean, like what? You did the same thing when you were, in the process of giving birth to our little one. You know what I mean? You basically were kind of on the phone trying to handle an issue that we're going through, and you were feeling contractions.
Right.
And so,
Yes.
you were basically sitting there, and as the contractions started getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and you're in the back of your mind, you're like, I got to do this, I got to do this. It's like she was saying, I got to do this, I got to do
Yeah,
this.
and that's true. It's like we were nesting, right? So I took it like she was nesting, like she was just ready. She was ready or preparing herself to go to the hospital.
But
So we call it nesting.
yeah,
I
but
guess.
anyway, that night, my uncle had taken her to the hospital. Sadly to say that he was unable to walk in with her due to the fact that, again, like I mentioned,
COVID-19.
So as they checked her in, put her in the emergency room, they were monitoring her, all throughout the night. And in the next morning, as soon as we got word from the doctor, he had stated to my uncle that she had not suffered one mild stroke, but multiple mild strokes.
Right. And how scary, right? That she just didn't suffer one. That was actually the strongest because we were able to see it. But I guess she experienced other strokes in the past. We don't know when, what time, because it was unclear to us, and it was unclear for the doctor to kind of let us know when these strokes happen. But yeah, I mean, it's a blessing that we still have her here. It's a blessing that she's walking, that she's able to do maybe, I would say about 75% okay on her own, but she still needs a lot of help, a lot of assistance. It's been probably a week since this happened now.
Well, a week tomorrow, actually.
And she is doing great. She's doing great.
Well, she throughout the time she was, she's kind of getting ahead of yourself. Throughout the time while she was in the hospital, that Saturday of the week, we're talking about the 13th, I believe. Yeah, it was 13th.
June 13th.
Yes, the day we're planning our oldest son's graduation party, and instead of celebrating that, we're kind of celebrating my aunt coming out of the hospital that day. We had gotten word that Friday night that she would be leaving the hospital and heading home to recover that Saturday morning. So, like I said, instead of doing a party celebration, we did a party celebration the other way of welcoming her home. So,
Right.
but as the day went on, my wife, my uncle were en route to pick her up that afternoon. On the process of doing that, along the way, they came across a couple of individuals at the facility stating what was going on, the reason why they were letting her out, and again, due to the fact that they don't want her to catch the virus, they were only keeping her for 3 days.
I guess apparently all hospitals now, due to the COVID-19, you can only stay there minimum days now. They will not keep you because I guess they're at high risk to catch it. So they only kept her there for a few days and then she was out. And when she was out, yeah, she looked tired. She looked exhausted. She looked like, she was ready to come home. She wasn't fully ready to come home because she wasn't fully, recover, and she still needed more assistance. But unfortunately, due to that, she had to come home. But, she was in great hands with us.
No, but there were suggestions that she might need to go straight to rehabilitation to recover, but we all talked about it as a family and a group, and we discussed it and said, you know what, that's not kind of good.
Option.
Yeah, because of the fact that, again, inside of a hospital facility like that or recovery center, you're more than likely to get the virus.
We are aware that a lot of these facilities have a higher standard on taking care of the patients now due to this. But I mean, you never know. And then we were not going to be able to see her while she was in there anyways. So we didn't want, we didn't want to stay away from her for a long time by the time that she was being recovered in there or anything like that. Or even putting her in such a high risk facilities where possibly you could end up getting it. Even though that they're taking high precautions, we're still taking a high risk on putting a patient in there regardless. So we brought her home and she seems very happy. And the first thing she did when she got home, though, that was just, it was all her, though. She started glamoring herself.
Well, she had gotten word that one of closest friends was coming to visit her, and as soon as she heard that, she had basically stated to my wife and my uncle that I gotta get home. I gotta put makeup on because she's coming. She's coming.
Yeah, it was typically her. That's just all
and
her.
It's like, okay, they couldn't stop laughing. And when they told me this, what she had said, I don't want to believe it. And the next thing you know, I come inside and lo and behold, she's doing her makeup.
Right. Which looked beautiful. She looks beautiful. She looks beautiful all the time. She did her hair. She attempted to do her makeup. It came out incredible, beautiful. So I'm very proud of her where we're standing with her now. Her recovery has been a fast recovery. I would say that. I mean, normally the patients that suffer from strokes don't recover as fast as she's recovering. So I'm very blessed to see that she's recovering nicely. And again, we don't know the damage that she will have in the long run. Like, I don't know if she's going to recover fully the movement of her right side, or her mouth or her tongue or anything like that. We don't know that yet. Or if she's going to be, or she's going to be feeling some type of numbness. We don't know that yet, but she still has a long way to recover. So we will see how the whole entire process will, help her.
Yeah, day by day. When she got out Saturday, like my wife stated, that she was excited to be out, but again, though, she was still fatigued from everything going on. But at the end of the day, we came together and we actually celebrated my oldest son's graduation party,
right?
My aunt's welcome home party, and my wife's birthday the following day.
Oh, I forgot they did.
So we're doing that.
They got me a beautiful cake. They didn't have to, but they did. I completely forgot it was my birthday the next day.
Yeah, but,
it was just so much. But I'm thankful and grateful, that they're here, that she's here, and that everybody all our loved ones gather around her and celebrate it together.
Yes.
So we're blessed to have another, more years to come with her and her, her little moments, because she is funny. She's a funny person.
Yeah,
she has a funny personality.
We're counting the days. So Sunday was day one of recovery, which wasn't as hopeful as we thought. We basically were assisting her and my uncle with everything, but knowing the fact that it's going to be a totally different atmosphere with them two because they're only two individuals that live in the household. As
No,
well.
they got kids too.
Four-legged kids.
Yes, four-legged kids. I call it kids because they're like kids.
Yeah.
Those they act like kids, like
Yes.
but they're humans. In my eyes, they're humans. They have feelings too. So, four-legged friends, So, yeah, they got those two to take care of, and one of them, Jesus Christ, he's so hyper. He's always looking for attention. And the funniest thing, though, I've never seen that particular dog hug anyone. So that day, it was strange because he kept hugging her and crying, but we had no idea why the dog was hugging her and crying. I've never seen that. They normally just cry for attention, but that day he would not let go of her. That was something that we forgot to mention. The dog was actually hugging her when she was going through this. Remember, she was sitting on the.
Well, I mean, it's not like we don't have a time machine to go back and put that in there. No.
No, we don't have a time
Okay,
machine.
well,
I just forgot. I forgot, but that was another sign, though. What I'm really trying to say to you guys is that was another sign. Please pay attention to all the signs out there.
That if you come
never
across a loved one that is actually
Experience
suffering
anything.
from a stroke, or my wife is stating that what the signs to look for and stuff like that. It's things will be there during those events that occurred. It was kind of awkward, so look for like anything that's basically out of place.
Right. Right.
Those are the signs to look for. Anything that's out of place, and something's wrong.
Wrong. Right. And I know she's been under pressure, a lot of stress actually in the past few months.
Yeah,
so
she's the type of individual that kind of, like myself, puts everybody first before themselves.
right.
So
right.
basically, she was overworking her body, going from one area to another, and then after all, doing all that,
Right.
falling asleep for so many amount of hours. I would want to say like 4
I think 4
hours minimum,
a
and then
day.
going
That was
and then
crazy.
traveling to work, doing her own life, and then still having the time to do all these other 3 jobs outside of work.
Right. So just be aware. If you have a family member who is exhausted,
Or if you're going through this particular,
even yourself, pay attention to yourself too, because it's important that we also pay attention to ourselves. I'm actually the number one person that never ever pay attention to anything. And to be honest, I don't like to drink medication. I don't like to be in the hospital. I just particularly don't like care for myself. And but after seeing this,
the main thing we got out of this is just make sure you take care of yourself.
and others around you.
When somebody go to the go to the doctor on a regular basis. Even though you don't have to happen to find the time,
Always take that extra time to go and check yourself. It's important to always have your sugar levels normal, your blood pressure. You want to have everything normal, so like that it could happen even if you have everything normal. Sometimes all of a sudden you have everything normal, and then bam, something goes wrong, and then you end up in the hospital, or it's crazy. It's just
even though like I myself hate to go to the hospital, find out and get checked up by the doctor, and then find out that you have this symptom.
Right.
So that's kind of either, depending on how an individual would take it, either it might be like, okay, I can deal with this, or you know what, I'm not ready.
Right.
But right now my aunt, like we were saying, day 1 was Sunday. She wasn't really ready, like, to basically take the first step in recovery. But again, though, I don't blame her, because she just came out of the hospital and recovering on her own, versus in the hospital, while having everybody watch over you, attend to your every need. So that aspect was hard for her. But that night she got a good night's sleep. We went, it would be day 2 on Monday. We went back to her residence, and we were again assisting her as well as my uncle. Actually my uncle had stepped out to go do something. What was he doing?
I don't know. He was running around.
Yeah, that man's like go-go gadget.
Right. He runs around
Yeah.
like no other. Like a chicken without a head. Literally.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
him.
well, I mean, like you put like a little key, like a wind-up toy. You put a key in the back of his
Right.
back, wind him up,
And he
he'll
doesn't
go.
stop. Yeah. And he has to go do this and do that. So you hardly even see him.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a very busy person as well. You know, as him being self-employed, I mean, he has a lot of business, you know, back of him that he has to take care of.
And now with my
Yeah.
aunt in the situation, you know, he's basically doing the same thing she was doing, juggling everything and then attending to what she needs to do personally.
Right.
You know, now it's basically that ball is in his court now, so he's kind of understanding where she was coming from
Right.
at the time.
Right. So
Um,
it's a very hard situation that they have in their hands right now. But thank you very much for watching our video.
We'll
And
post.
we'll keep
again.
posting our updates
No.
of how she's doing and how she's recovering.
No, we're gonna be heading over. Today's Wednesday the 17th.
Right. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, the 18th, be what? So day 2, day 3. So that would be
Day 5.
day 5. No, day 4 of recovery. Actually, because we go over there, so we count the days that we go over there. So tomorrow actually would be for us day 4 of recovery. So we'll let you know how that goes, more or less.
We'll
But
keep you guys posted. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press that little bell to notify you guys that we are posting a new video. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.